Bernard are back with me, our Republican and Democratic strategist. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about filling these jobs. Ben, it has been said that Donald Trump will fill the 4,000 or so plus jobs in this new administration, mostly with loyalists, and that, in fact, aides have been combing social media to make sure that whomever is going to be appointed doesn't have any kind of background of criticizing Donald Trump. He's in a job that he is bound to be criticized daily by the minute for the next 4 years. Is that the best strategy? Don't you want the best people as opposed to some who may have had something ill to say about Donald Trump in the past?
Look, you want people first that I think truly believe in you and are not going to just go for a power job and then end up being leakers of information and undermining what you're doing. Everybody that I know in politics, whether it be on a local or state or national level, checks social media before they hire people to see who they really are. That doesn't worry me or surprise me at all. I also think Donald Trump, though, is also very smart here. You look at Kellyanne Conway, his campaign manager. Remember, she was around Ted Cruz until Ted Cruz dropped out. He went and found her because he thought she was the best woman for the job to run his campaign after he had some serious issues with his first two campaign managers. So I think he can overlook those things here. There are a lot of positions that need to be filled. I think he's going to find smart people and he's going to find the right people. And you're going to have political outsiders, which is exactly what he needs if he wants to get things done in Washington.
So
if you don't want to get things done, go back with the same people that have been there.
I'm going to add Sarah Huckabee to that list as well. He brought Sarah Huckabee on board after
who was not with him early on and critical.
Right. So Bernard, the issue is I asked a couple of people, strong Republican aides and insiders in the past, if they would take a job in the Trump administration. And the answer was not likely. So there's that issue as well. Should those Republicans who spoke ill of Donald Trump, who were not in the Donald Trump camp, come around and say, maybe I can do more good than harm.
Here's what worries me. You have top surrogates like Omarosa who said, we are keeping an enemies list. That scares me. You have the fact that he really did not plan at all for the transition. There's a talent deficit. There's literally a flight of talent away from Donald Trump because they're worried about being associated with someone who literally has no policies, no programs, no real agenda. He talks about creating, excuse me, Ben. He talks about creating jobs. He has no jobs plan.
Chill out. I didn't say anything.
I think that was my apologies. I think what that was is that we were showing images from the protest, and it's all no one's able to find the source of the sound. So let's just be clear there.
My concern here is that he is fundamentally unprepared for the office. He hasn't really thought through what plans, what programs, what policies. How is he actually going to bring these jobs back? Who is he going to get as Secretary of Commerce? Who is he going to get as Secretary of the Treasury?
Ashleigh.
He talks about wanting to bring all these manufacturing jobs back. How is he going to do that? Who's going to be Secretary of Health? Because he said, you know what, we're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. What is he going to do when 20 million people are thrown out of health care because Obamacare no longer exists?
Right, guys,
they're going to be the ones who are going to be out in the street protesting.
Hold on, Ben. I only have to say that because I do have to hit my brakes. My directors and producers are very good about this. Are these the kinds of things that may disappear, or should Donald Trump continue in that effort and stoke the fires of the people you're seeing on the screen?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Donald Trump move forward on that. And the reason why is because it's a distraction at this point. The American people prosecuted Hillary Clinton, and they decided that she was untrustworthy and unfit to be the president. If Congress wants to continue to look into some of the things with the FBI or they want to with the Clinton Foundation, then so be it. But if they go to Washington and their top priority is to go after Hillary Clinton, it is going to not get the legislative agenda done that Donald Trump needs to get done so that the American people say, okay, he's doing a really good job. Donald Trump wants to win. He won the election. Now he wants to win on the legislative issues in Washington. So I think it would be a very bad decision for him to go up there and to focus on Hillary Clinton. He just beat her. The American people said we cannot trust her. Move on to the other issues like Obamacare, the Supreme Court, etc.
Okay, so there are other issues as well. Bernard, you heard as well as everyone else that his biggest campaign rhetoric was to build a wall, to deport those who are here illegally. He said they all got to go. Ban on Muslims until we figure it out. I feel like those are the kinds of things that the people on the screen are also going to be up in arms about.
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons for these people to be protesting against Donald Trump. he maligned so many different groups over the course of his 15-month, 16-month campaign for the presidency. And I think, it's amazing to me. He talks about immigration. One of his signature lines was, "We're going to build the wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it." Well, Newt Gingrich, who's rumored to be potentially part of his administration, walked that back today, said, you know what, Donald Trump's not going to focus on making Mexico pay for the wall. That was just a pathetic campaign ploy. And to have someone like Newt Gingrich walk that back, I think his own supporters are going to be really upset about that. I think his own supporters are going to be really upset when their manufacturing jobs don't come back. I think people that are going to get kicked off of Obamacare are going to be really upset when they have no health insurance. I think people that have pre-existing conditions, I think people that have pre-existing conditions are going to be really upset
Ashleigh,
when suddenly they can't get health insurance without Obamacare.
Okay, Ben, real quick on the Obamacare.
We got to be intellectually honest. We got to be intellectually honest about Obamacare. No one's been kicked off of anything yet, okay? And they've said very clearly that they are going to replace it with something. Donald Trump has also said there are some fundamental issues in Obamacare that he's okay with. For example, getting health care with pre-existing conditions. But you talk about these appointments. Ben Carson, who's a neurosurgeon who understands hospitals, is going to be, I think, instrumental in redoing Obamacare and making it better. So to say that all these people are going to lose their insurance is fear-mongering, and it's based on no truth at all.
One of the signs we just saw on the street was have been lockstep peaceful. There has been very loud proclamations made from the streets, some of them not fit for television, but for the most part, many saying that this is just something they wanted to do out of pain and out of frustration for the result that they did not want to see. Bernard Whitman and Ben Ferguson are back with me. And Bernard, I got to ask you, what will it take? How long will it take? Will anything mollify the people that we're looking at on our screen?
Well, I think it's incumbent upon Donald Trump to get out there and vocally say, I will be the president for everyone, not just once, but repeatedly. And I think that he has to pledge in the first 100 days of administration to welcome those into the White House that he vehemently disagreed with. People like Latinos, people, undocumented Americans, Muslims. He needs to welcome these people in. He needs to inspire hope and not fear. He needs to bring people together, not divide them. He needs to build bridges, not walls. And he needs to listen to people with opposing views instead of shouting them down. That, I think, will begin to heal the country.
So the straight-talking, politically incorrect guy, Ben, that the supporters of Donald Trump absolutely revered, and you could see it in those rallies. They love the bombast. They love the aggressive talk. That stuff doesn't play well on a world stage with someone like Kim Jong-il out there who could take things literally, and it doesn't play well with those folks out on the street. So does your candidate, does your president-elect have to change his style, upset his supporters, but somehow figure out unity?
I think he already has. I think that actually where you're going to see Donald Trump probably be the most bombastic is with people within his own party if they get in the way of the agenda that he was sent to Washington to do. I think that's where you may see the biggest wars. He's not going to waste time going out there and acting like he's still campaigning. You saw as soon as he won this, he's going to work and going to do the things he said he was going to do. He's going to focus on job creation. He's going to focus on trade deals. He's going to focus on Obamacare.
All right. I got to stop it there, only because, you know what, I could go on for 4 hours, but my show's over. I can't thank you.